Broadcasting from Northwest Pennsylvania. You're listening to the GenXtra podcast, a show about Generation X, movies, technology, weird news, and anything else they feel like. Join them every Monday morning. Now, here's your hosts, Dave and Joe.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the GenXtra podcast, everybody. If you're if you're new to the show, thanks for checking us out. If you're a longtime listener, welcome back. And what do we do in this episode, Joe? We just talked about it.
I don't know, but are you ready for pumpkin spiced everything?
Oh my God, I know. Okay, it's fall. I get it. I like pumpkin scent, like spiced pumpkin pie, stuff like that. But my God, everything is pumpkin something.
Yeah,
everybody goes crazy for these pumpkin lattes and pumpkin this, and I do enjoy some pumpkin bread. I do like that. Are you a pumpkin fan? Not the smashing kind?
Right. Smashing pumpkins, yes. Pumpkin everything else that you can buy in the grocery store, which actually I just pulled up an interesting list here of everything. I don't know if it's everything, but it's all the stuff that the Food Network found that is pumpkin spice for the holidays.
Oh, there's a list?
Yeah, I mean, it's way too long for us to go through the whole thing, but I can definitely point out some of the more ridiculous ones.
Yeah, what are some of them that's on there? Because they're making like pumpkin pie ice cream, the obvious like I said, pumpkin lattes, pumpkin spice stuff. What's on that list? Because that's pretty much all I know.
Here's one I will not be eating.
Yeah,
pumpkin flavored Oreos.
Okay, that might not be too bad.
That's just ruining the Oreo.
I don't know. I might try
it. The Oreo was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine the way it was. You could even do some like the other flavors that I think go along more with the I don't know, white vanilla cream of an Oreo. I don't know what you want to call it, what flavor it technically is. It's Oreo flavored.
Yeah.
But then to jam pumpkin spice in there, I don't know. That's just. Ugh.
I think if they made the creamy stuff inside, like pumpkin pie flavored esque, and then like the cookie part of it was like kind of crust flavored, that'd be kind of cool.
Well, that's what it is. That's actually, so it's the continuation of these pumpkin spice cream filled golden Oreos. So they use the golden Oreo outsides instead of the chocolate outsides.
Well, dude, and you don't think that sounds good?
No, it's terrible. Everything about it is terrible. Because what's funny about that too is that I like the golden Oreos. So this is not only ruining regular Oreos, but it's ruining the golden Oreos as well.
You just don't like pumpkin.
Well, you're about to find out how I feel about this entire list.
I don't know, man. Right? I would totally do it. Well, I guess my thing is too is like cookies are kind of my crutch. Like I'm just a big cookie fan. So
yeah, I like cookies. Yep.
Yeah, so it just sounds appealing to me, but like some people, they love, chocolate or ice cream, whatever. And, I'm not like, I like ice cream, but it's not like if I have cookies or ice cream to pick from, I'm totally going for the cookies.
You're going for the cookies. Yeah. Okay. Well, I have, so both of those, so both pumpkin flavored like cookies, whether they're like a small batch thing or some of the other bigger name brands are on here. And so is pumpkin ice cream, both ruined by putting pumpkin in it.
Yeah, my wife picked up some pumpkin ice cream. It was okay. Like, I didn't mind it. It wasn't great, though. I still prefer just, like, regular, traditional flavors, Moose Tracks, chocolate.
Well, just, I mean, think about you're just getting ready to sit down and watch a movie, right? Mm-hmm. And you pull up yourself a nice big bowl of, do you want one of those things you just mentioned? Or do you want pumpkin spice?
I guess it depends on how much you like pumpkin stuff. I would, if I had the option sitting in front of me, I'd probably lean towards, like I said, a regular one instead of the pumpkin one.
Okay.
But if it's the only one there, I'll probably have some.
Because you know what they're going to do next. They're going to take whatever flavor you like and just ruin it with pumpkin spice.
Yeah. Do you remember when they did that with milk, with like the cereal flavored milk? I think we talked about this before.
Yeah, that's right. It was like already pre-flavored cereal milk. Yeah.
It's so gross.
Which begs the question, if you put it in cereal, are you getting twice the cereal taste?
Probably. You probably would, but not like, I think they thought it was a great idea because they're like, everybody loves the cereal milk at the end of the bowl. But I think when you were actually just pouring it out and drinking it, people couldn't make that separation like in their mind of like, that's the after part of what I just ate.
And you have to wonder how they made it too. Because if they didn't just take, I mean, at least you know it was artificially created. It wasn't just like a bowl of cereal was sitting around and they poured the milk back in.
Yeah, they drained it like through a colander.
Yeah, they're like, okay, throw those Lucky Charms out. We're good now.
Yeah, no, this is a bad idea. Nice try. But no, they're going to they're going to make like pumpkin flavored milk or something next.
I would honestly be surprised if it's not on this list, but I have another one for you here.
Yeah,
you're going to you will like this one. Pumpkin spiced almonds.
Ew.
That's got you written all over it.
I mean, I do love almonds, but I'm very specific. I don't like plain ones. They have to be the wasabi and soy sauce ones made by Blue Diamond.
I like those.
Yes,
yeah.
Who's not sponsoring this podcast, by the way. But yeah, those are fantastic. But no, I don't think I would want to eat pumpkin spiced almonds. I don't think I would. Yeah.
I just don't see the flavor. I just don't see the flavors going together.
Yeah. What's one more?
Okay. Well, I mean, there's so many interesting ones on here.
I'm just going to
try to find. I'll try to find two of the most what I think would be, I don't know, appealing or not appealing. Okay, just how about this one? Just in general, pumpkin butter, because I think this is available year round, but of course it gets more attention in the fall season.
You know, I think I've had that.
Straight up pumpkin butter.
Yeah, I think it's good on like a bagel.
That's what they have a picture of.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, that's
not
all right.
only. I mean, I don't know what I have no idea what to think about it.
Yeah, I think it's good. I remember having it before.
It's probably okay. Oh, by the way, I did find your milk. Your milk is on here.
Oh my God.
Literally pumpkin spiced milk.
I knew it. They'll do it to nothing is safe.
Nothing is sacred. Nothing is safe this time of year. It's pumpkin spice everything. I just don't get it. Honestly, here's why I don't get it. Okay. Let me just give you my underlying theory, or not my underlying theory, my underlying reasoning. I don't think outside of pumpkin pie, which I will eat. Okay. I will eat pumpkin pie. I don't think pumpkin's that appealing. The only reason pumpkin pie tastes good is because it's loaded with sugar and other sweeteners to make it taste good.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, the pumpkin is, I mean, that goes for a lot of things too. Like chocolate sucks unless you add a whole bunch of sugar and, milk to it, like to make it delicious.
Yeah, that's kind of a conversation too in and of itself that we could probably have. Most of the chocolate that people like, unless you actually like dark chocolate, the stuff that we eat that we call chocolate's not chocolate.
No, it's just it's a hint of chocolate with a whole bunch of sugar and milk in it.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, but I actually don't mind a dark chocolate. You can buy those like certain percentage chocolate bars.
Yeah.
And we got one time. It was like I think it was like 90% chocolate or something like that, whatever the percent is.
Oh, I've seen those.
Ooh,
yeah.
Boy, those are bitter. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not. I mean, that's chocolate. There you go. That's chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was not what you would expect. It wasn't great. I'm sure it's good for like, certain like baking projects, but
right. Certain baking projects. Yeah.
Yeah, but not just to consume for, enjoyment.
All right. I can give you the last thing that we're going to ruin with pumpkin flavoring.
All right.
Pumpkin pie Pop-Tarts.
Oh, that actually doesn't sound bad at all, dude.
Oh,
throw them in the toaster. It's probably good. Yeah, I would totally eat those.
I'd rather slather up some peanut butter on a piece of cardboard.
Really? Before you eat a pumpkin pie to Pop-Tart?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, all I could be thinking about the whole time is how this is it's not even pumpkin pie.
You're just anti-pumpkin. That's all it is.
I'm just anti-pumpkin. That's it.
You're just throwing away the possibilities of it being delicious.
All of this stuff is terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. All right. Well, there's all the things. There's 82 things that they found in the grocery store coming to you with pumpkin jammed into it. So good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if you love pumpkin stuff, good for you. But,
Yep.
I like
but
probably.
Not for me.
Nah, I don't mind. Like I said, I don't mind. It's just, probably half.
I was gonna say, I think you'd eat half that stuff on there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. All right. So, quick, I just want to do a quick recap on since the last time we pressed the record button. I've had 3 weddings since then, so it's been a heavy wedding season here entering into fall. Yeah, I think I got like 5 or 6 more to go, but I actually wanted to mention just a couple of things wedding related real quick. As the season has gone on, there's one thing that has started to, I want to say this delicately, because I'm not trying to offend anybody.
Okay,
but.
Good luck.
I know. Speeches like toast.
Oh, okay.
I've mentioned them before about how when you hear like a best man speech or something like that, or whatever it is, you can pretty much just replace certain words and reuse it at somebody's wedding. They're very kind of standard, if you will.
You could, at this point, you could have AI write a standardized speech for you.
Oh my God, dude, you should pull that up. But like, get on Chat GPT and say, write a best man speech.
I'm sure it can. While you are speaking, I will pull it up.
Yeah, do that in the background. But my point is, I think that there needs to be like a time frame that you are permitted to do your toast at a wedding, because as a guest, especially, I don't think that people want to hear a marathon speech of like, I swear to God, dude, I time-stamped this one I was doing from the beginning to the end, and it was like an 18-minute toast from one human being. And it was so long. And like, I'm literally looking around the rooms that's going on. Again, no offense. I mean, he had a lot to say. It was fine, but I'm seeing the expression on people's faces, and it's pretty much telling me like, wrap it up, dude.
Yeah. Like people are tapping their watch at him, right?
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, let's get this over with. I don't need to hear about every funny thing you guys did when you were younger and, this and that. But again, like, just keep it to like, 3-4 minutes and, everybody be fine with it. But yeah, that's my one complaint. The other thing is not a complaint. It's I actually want to give a shout out because I come across a lot of, wedding vendors, other professionals in the field. And I worked with a videographer team yesterday. Dude's name is Brandon. His assistant was Liam. They're super cool dudes. I just wanted to actually give them a shout out if they ever listen to our show. They were fantastic to work with.
Good.
And, because sometimes you'll come across, other professionals who are accomplishing similar things with you, such as video, or if I'm doing video, photo. And sometimes they don't play along well with others.
Sure.
Like a photographer might forget you're even there and just kind of moving along through everything. And I'm like, hello, like I'm still here trying to do something.
Yeah. So we're all still here.
Yeah. So, but working with these guys was great. They were like, super receptive. Matter of fact, I think it was might have even been the bride. She had asked me, maybe it wasn't her, but anyway, somebody like, how long have you guys worked together? I'm like, this is actually our first time ever. And they're like, oh, like you guys work really well together. Like I thought maybe you guys like seem like very, systematic and you guys are working, clicking. And she's like, no, she's like, hats off to you guys. You guys are, doing a great
kind of
job.
interesting that even other people were noticing how well you were working together.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a good time, good experience. So that's all I have to say about that.
So in the meantime, yes, ChatGPT did create me a 3-paragraph best man speech.
Okay.
And it's hilarious because it hits every single like generalized point that that most best man speeches could make. It's like I could see they were the perfect match. They've navigated life's ups and downs together. I have no doubt their journey will continue. It's every.
I want you to give me the first paragraph. I'm gonna give you some wedding background music here.
Okay, all right.
I want you to like deliver it like you're standing beside a bride and groom.
Yep. Oh yeah. All right. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
I stand before you today with great honor and joy as I celebrate the love between Carolyn and John. From the moment John introduced me to Carolyn, I could see that they were a perfect match. Carolyn's warmth and kindness complement John's unwavering loyalty and sense of humor in the most beautiful way.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You could chat GPT yourself a speech.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you can interject, like this gets like 80% of it done for you. You can interject your own stuff into it, but if you just need like a good skeleton or a good foundation, boom. I got 3 paragraphs of emotional pie filling here, right?
Oh yeah, pumpkin pie filling.
Yeah, seriously, it's pumpkin spice flavored.
Yeah, that's pretty good though, man. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be the best man at somebody's wedding, because I think we're hit that age where we're kind of not in people's weddings anymore.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's a great option for people nowadays. Instead of just Googling, best man speech, have ChatGPT do it for you.
Yeah.
You could even say, write me a best man speech about, Joe and Erica, and like Joe likes this. You could probably really specify like certain things. And like you said,
Joe really likes video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Joe and I've done a podcast for 3 years together.
Yeah. It'll somehow, I don't know if it'll make sense, but it'll somehow incorporate it into the.
Probably well enough that you can tweak it to make it your own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What a great tool that really is.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's, I guess we didn't really outline what we're doing here. So, okay, a couple things we do have coming up for the show now that we're, 15 minutes into it.
Yep.
I finally saw Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
So this was something that we talked about, I think, about a year ago, maybe even more, because the copyright was running out on the original Winnie the Pooh character. There's been several iterations of Winnie the Pooh, but the copyright ran out on the original character, so anyone can use it. Yeah.
So they made a really, really interesting horror movie about it, which I will have some comments on. Spoilers, I'm probably going to say something that may ruin it. I don't know, but who's even going to watch this? Really?
Right. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure in our audience that Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is
it's
really
not on people's radar. They're not going to be running out to see it.
Right. It's not on the top of the watch list.
Yeah. And we also saw a teaser trailer, which for Back to the Future 4. Don't get excited. We don't think it's real.
No, don't jump up and down and say it's finally here. But we're just gonna say a little bit about it because it's kind of an interesting concept.
Yeah. Then we're gonna jump into a few weird news stories, and then end with our another edition of Are You Dumber Than? And this week is going to be a sixth grader, because we kind of talked about it, and it is going to take quite some time to finish out all grades. And as we're finding when we're looking for the questions, they're very similar, if not repeating, grade by grade. So we're going to just start hopscotching. We're going to go we're just going to leapfrog a grade. So we're jumping to sixth.
It gets especially problematic when you get into grades like 4, 5, and 6, because they do cover so many of the same concepts, just sometimes in a little more in depth, right? You might learn something in 4th grade. You might get more information about it in 5th grade. And then they really dive into the information in 6th grade. But a lot of the questions are similar or the same. So like you said, we decided to skip to 6th grade.
Yeah. Next week we'll do 8th. And then, we'll see what the questions look like after that.
We're going to do most of the evens probably.
Yeah. Yeah. And see where we fail.
Yeah, right.
Mine's coming soon.
Got a lot of confidence in yourself there.
I do. So yeah, let's, I want to talk real quick about the Winnie the Pooh movie. So again, like Joe said, it was, came out like a year ago, or they talked about it like a year ago. It came out in theaters over the summer and finally just hit Paramount. And the concept of the movie is that Christopher Robin he did so bad. I'm sorry. He had Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Tigger, whatever all the other characters are.
Yeah.
It's just like the cartoon series that everybody knows. Like he had them in the 100-Acre Wood, but in the movie he left for like 5 years and just left them there to basically fend for themselves. But in the movie, they're not CGI. They're not animated whatsoever. They're human beings with masks on, essentially.
Okay.
And when
the stuffed the animals, Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, they're human beings with something, but they walk around like humans.
Oh yeah,
I'm confused.
They got clothes on, they got pants, shirt.
Okay.
There's actually a funny point to that I'll make here in a little bit. But,
okay, all right.
Anyway, so the movie is he comes back. Christopher Robin comes back with his wife to show her, which you don't even find out it's his wife until she's about murdered. Spoiler. But
spoiler alert.
Yeah, like I said, no one cares. No one's gonna watch this. But which also, I'm not going to talk about this forever because nobody probably really gives a shit. But anyway, I just want to express how bad it was. But anyway, he comes back, finds out that that Pooh and Piglet have murdered Eeyore. I'm sorry, Igor. I think I did it last time too, Eeyore. And they're murderous. They're vengeful. They're spiteful that he abandoned them for half a decade. He can't reason with them. And then, typical horror movie trope, somebody books a group of teenagers. They book a vacation in the woods to, have some fun, of course.
So wait a minute. The 100-acre woods in this case is like not an alternate dimension or something.
Oh no, it's just in the woods
where you can go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that explains why people can book a log cabin back there.
Yeah. So then just like I said, typical horror movie fashion, let the murders ensue, and it's gory. It's over the top. It was super low budget. Yeah, matter of fact, I think we talked about it before. They actually had to go back and reshoot some scenes in this movie before it came out because they made this film basically as a goof, like just sort of super low budget production team.
That's what I thought. I thought it was like I thought it was more of a haha, we have the copyright or we can use these characters now instead of it's definitely nothing serious, right?
Oh yeah, the budget was probably $1,000. Like it was terrible. This was in no means to ever become a big movie,
right?
But it was catching the internet by storm, and people were really talking about it, kind of really want to see it. And so they went back and like, okay, like we need to fix some of these scenes that look like total crap.
Oh, because some of them were so bad that now that people were going to be watching it, they couldn't let it go to print that way.
Yeah. So they had to go back and fix it and re-edit it. And again, like it was overall, if you're a B movie horror fan, you might like it. It's fine. Like I enjoy those kind of movies, just for their terribleness.
But did you enjoy this?
No.
I didn't think so. It didn't sound like you were actually having that good of a time watching this, because you can definitely have some fun with like a B-level horror flick, but I'm not sure this, at least from the sound of your voice, I'm not sure this is standing up the test.
Yeah, it wasn't amazing. It was it's just so many like, when you watch a movie like this, it really makes you appreciate dialogue and what it actually does for a story, how certain scenes are shot, and establishing characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when you see it done so poorly, like I said, it really makes you appreciate when it's done right, and you don't even notice it because you're used to it being done correctly.
Right.
And then you see this just monstrosity, of a crap pile of movie. But they couldn't even acknowledge the fact that they were like the Pooh and Piglet characters. They were, like I said, human beings in a mask. And there was this one scene, and I'll talk about this, then we'll wrap this up, where these two teenagers were like looking for help, and they found these guys in this truck. And of course, they got out of the truck. They're like, "Is everything okay?" And they looked down the street in the headlights, and there's Pooh standing there. And they made a comment that made me pause it, and we were all laughing. My friend Jason and Zach and I are watching it together.
Yeah.
And because he's like, "What is that?" He goes, "It's not even human." And I'm like, "What?"
Oh, no.
I'm like, what in the world made you conclude that a dude wearing overalls, a flannel shirt, shoes, pants, like, how did you think for a second that wasn't just a dude in a mask, that you had to comment that it wasn't human? Like, that's how it was written in the script, that it was an inhuman thing. And they just kept that the way it was, even in the dialogue, because disregarding the fact that it looked 100% human. It was like, that's how bad it was. So that's all I'm going to say. It was a rough watch, but I finally saw it. I told you I'd do it for the podcast.
And you did.
I did. Yeah. So there you go. I don't expect anybody to run out and be like, "Ooh, I got to go see this." But if you do, it's on Paramount. Or no, Paramount. No, it's on Peacock. I'm sorry, Peacock. So there you have it. So,
well,
do you have any questions?
I have so many questions, just in that the whole setup just seems so bizarre to me. So I have to ask about like the whatever, Pooh and Tigger.
Mm-hmm.
Are they?
Tigger wasn't a part of it.
It was just Pooh, basically, right?
Pooh and Piglet, yeah.
Okay, so are Pooh and Piglet, like, do people, when they see them, do they treat them as like, oh, they're just looking at them and it's just totally normal? Is it that bizarre of a film? Or is it one of those things where they see them, regardless of whether the fact that they're murderous psychopaths or whatever, right? Yeah. Do they treat them like as if they recognize, like it's perfectly normal? Or they're like, oh my God, that's a murderous bear in a jeans and a t-shirt? Yeah, and they refer to him as a bear, not as, like, picture Michael Myers, but change his mask out with a bear mask. Like that's just it. That's all it is. Okay. And I'm assuming that is supposed to be, I'm supposed to be terrifying, but it's terrifying for like all of the reasons. Because first off, you would never expect to see that.
Right. Yeah.
But
Like I said, it was just so bad.
I know. I'm just so many questions. And Christopher Robin though was used to these creatures because he lived there for a while, so they don't surprise him in the setup of the movie. Right.
Yeah. He knew them. He recognized them. He was trying to talk some sense into him because they were killing people. But yeah, we don't need to keep going on about it because I could literally talk about the whole show, and I don't want to.
Okay, everything is just so.
We have other things to get to, more important things.
Yeah,
I just felt it was worth talking about for a few minutes that I finally saw this piece of garbage.
We've done it. Yeah. We're in.
So let's do a quick stop at Back to the Future. We'll talk about this for just a couple minutes, and then we'll move on. Because, again, it's a fake trailer. And if you haven't seen it, just go to YouTube and look up Back to the Future 4 trailer. And I was bamboozled because I was texting you, Joe, saying, dude, we got to talk about this new Back to the Future movie coming out. And come to find out, it's not real. It's fake. It looked very legit, though.
So maybe some background here. When you sent it to me, too, I was also a little bit confused because I was like, what? Back to the Future 4? And the first time I watched it as well, I was like, okay, I had to like triple check what was going on because I guess the background for this thing is that a bunch of fans or people with editing, like decent editing skills, put together a couple. There's actually 2 on YouTube. Put together some fan edits of what their concept of a Back to the Future 4 would be. Like the one that I don't know which one you watched, but I'm looking at the one that has almost 1 million views.
Yeah, that's one I saw.
And like the teacher or Marty is it Marty McFly?
Yeah,
is that his name?
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox's character is an older teacher now, I think, from the concept.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like he's talking about it, and then they uncover the time machine again, and then they go on an adventure.
Yeah, and they're like in the one scene I saw where they're like in the future, and they're ripping the DeLorean like down the street, and the tires fold into like hover mode.
Yeah.
And, like it looks legit, dude. Like I'm like, that scene didn't exist anywhere before, so I don't know where that came from. That's what confused me, and that's why I thought it was real. Because sometimes you'll find these fan made trailers, and you can pick out like, okay, they stole this from a totally different movie,
right.
Or like I've seen this before somewhere else. But yeah, so what are your thoughts? I mean, okay, so it's fake. It's not, at least from what we've read, it's not going to happen. But what are your thoughts on if it did? Like, how do you feel if this actually panned out and they were going to make a Back to the Future 4?
It's okay. So admittedly, watching the concept that this trailer tries to set up, which seems to be a spiritual retelling of maybe like the second movie, perhaps, or something. It's really hard to tell what they're going for, but because trailers are so conceptual. But admittedly, the concept that this trailer sets up is rather interesting.
It is.
Like they kind of bring Marty and the Doctor back together, right? And they go and they shows like a couple cool, like probably fan made action scenes, right? And it's like I would watch that movie. It's hard to get an understanding of what the plot would be about because obviously this is fake. But I'm sitting here saying, if I saw this trailer come out, I would go watch that movie. Now, Michael J. Fox, actually, I can't say this for certain, but because I just saw he did an interview. I think it was an interview. Was it on Apple TV or something? Or he has a movie coming out, which is basically his personal struggles. I'm not sure today he can get through a movie. I
don't think so either.
Which makes some of this a little bit problematic.
Yeah. So that's the one thing I would say about the trailer too, is that, I love Michael J. Fox, but I don't know if he would be able to do another movie where he's like a main lead. So what I think, if they were to do this, my opinion is they would have to do it the same way or a very similar fashion to the way they did the new Ghostbusters that came out a couple years ago, where, that it's a new cast of people, a new storyline where they unearth the DeLorean somehow, like in storage, just like they did the Ecto, whatever the car was in Ghostbusters.
Right.
What was the name of that car? I don't remember. Ecto something? Ectoplasm?
Echo One or Echo One?
Ecto One.
Ecto One?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we could probably Google it. So that's probably wrong. Sorry, folks.
Yeah. But I think the same way. And they have like maybe somebody in the family, like maybe like one of Marty's, kids or, Doc Brown's grandson or something, who knows?
Right.
But kind of tie it in family related. And then, just like in Ghostbusters, the guys from the original Ghostbusters do make an appearance in the show towards the end. So they could have something like that with Marty and Doc Brown,
Right.
making small cameos. But no, I think it could be done to kind of revamp the series again if they wanted to. But we talked about it on another show where is Back to the Future so sacred that they just can't touch it. You know what I mean?
I think that's the way Robert Zemeckis feels, because when I was actually researching the background on some of these fan trailers, Robert Zemeckis, I believe he feels like, at least from what I've seen from his interviews and stuff, I believe he feels like he can't live up to the original trilogy, which, I mean, the original trilogy is fantastic and still dissected to this day to just the details behind them, like the interesting subplots going on, the different references forwards and backwards into the, in time, they're still dissected to this day because they're so well made and interesting. I think Robert Zemeckis has a point to say, can I really do a number 4? Right. And plus with Michael J. Fox being semi-retired from acting, it makes it even more difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, I think they could if they go about it the right way. But to try and make Doc Brown and Marty lead characters again, I think would be
right.
I think it'd be a mistake. Just my opinion.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. And you're probably, and honestly, you're probably putting a little bit too much on them to try to recapture the magic of the first 3 films.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right. It just doesn't seem to, I don't know. I just don't think it would make I don't think it would make a lot of sense at this time. You're right. It would have to be a soft reboot. Like, oh, we found it in this garage and it's a new, but you know what? You know what the problem with those is?
What's that? They call it a ripoff of Ghostbusters.
I think the same. I think the same problem that exists with almost all reboots applies. Is this reboot going to do enough to differentiate itself, but at the same time be respectful, right, and pay homage to the original series? I don't know how many reboots that I've seen that actually are able to pull that off.
Yeah, I think they could. I think it'd be interesting enough, and they could, with the right writers behind it, they could come up with a really interesting plot line that would just, kind of pull everybody back into that universe again. But again, you have to do it so delicately that you're not. I mean, it's hard to explain. If you try and veer too far, people will hate it. If you try and keep it too close, people will hate it.
Right. That's right. It's the damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of thing, right?
Yeah. So that's probably where they're at. Like if they're just trying to decide to do one, they got to figure out where that happy medium's at, that people are going to enjoy it and not, get upset. But yeah, so there you go. Maybe we'll put something on Facebook about what your thoughts would be if they made, or if they should or shouldn't make a Back to the Future 4.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they say.
Yeah. So, all right, well, let's move on, Joe, to we got a few weird news stories. And unless I'm missing anything else. Am I missing something? I think that's it, right?
But we've got weird news and are you dumber than a 6th grader? Do we have enough time to get to both?
We do. Yep.
Okay.
So, all right, let's crack into some weird news. Here we go.
From all across the world, there are stories to be told. The strange, the bizarre, funny, freaky, the abnormal, and extraordinary. Grab your beer or pour some booze. It's time for the weird news.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still doesn't get old. You did such a great job on that. Okay. All right. So you say you have a couple at least. I have one. We got like 25 minutes. So I'm going to have you start. I'll kind of be in the middle of your possible 2 stories.
Okay.
So you go first.
I am going to go for it. I'm going to try to pick out which one I think is okay. This is a good one. I picked out a bunch for today, but I'm going to pick out the one that I personally made me laugh the most.
Oh, okay.
There's even video of this. So if we remember, we'll try to link this out too. It's very comical. All right, here we go. Shirtless suspect leads LA police on bizarre slow speed chase in a golf cart with a dog in lap. And this is on video.
This wasn't not Florida, you said?
This is not Florida.
Okay,
it's
right.
actually Los Angeles, which has from time to time been just as bizarre as Florida. But this is so many levels of hilarious because so not only did someone record most of this.
Where'd they film it from?
Just on their cell phone.
I mean, like where were they? Like in their car, like just following
this
along?
Is like, yeah, this is downtown LA.
Okay.
People are just standing around. That's why there's so many shots of it.
All right.
It's this dude zipping down the street in a golf cart, shirtless, with a dog in his lap.
Okay.
And he's like, there's police cars chasing him at the speed of a golf cart, right?
Like 8 mile an hour.
Yeah. We're doing like 8 to 10 miles per hour here. And it's great because he keeps like weaving in and out of traffic, but totally casual. Like he's got one arm around the dog. He's got one arm up on the steering wheel, just driving like he's driving the golf cart on a
like
you know,
at
the golf course. Yeah.
Does it say what he's like, why he was even doing it in the first place?
So apparently the story is that they received a call about 9 p.m. about a robbery at some, I don't know. It doesn't say if it was a store or what it was, but apparently it was a robbery. The caller said that apparently the robber, like who's this person, supposedly said the golf cart, they took the golf cart as part of the robbery. So I think they grabbed some cash and they also said, I'm taking the golf cart. But at the same time, they have a dog with them the whole time. So they just, the robber and the dog jump into the golf cart and just drive away. He's shoeless too.
Okay. This sounds like it was a very impromptu robbery.
Yeah, I don't know if this was planned that well.
Yeah, like it doesn't sound like he had it mapped out because like he didn't have an escape vehicle. He was barefoot, no shirt, walking his dog, and he just decided to rob a place. That's my guess. And it didn't go well. So when they described the guy to the police, like he stole a golf cart, he didn't have a shirt on or shoes on, he had a dog with him. They're like, well, this ought to be easy.
Yeah. Yeah, and the police keep trying to get out to stop him. Like they are literally can catch up to him. They have enough time to get out and like stand in front of him, and he just drives around him. Like it's the most bizarre chase. And eventually he like ran. He did what most people do. Eventually they try to run instead of drive or use the golf cart, and that's when they caught him. Oh,
you thought he could outrun the cops?
Yeah, which is like how all those chases end, right?
Yeah,
all chases end with a suspect. Yeah, they either wreck the car or it runs out of power, right? Or the golf cart runs out of energy, and they're like, okay, I'm going to run now.
Yeah, I guess when you're in escape mode, you don't really process the fact that it's probably not going to work out well.
No, I guess you don't.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm going to do everything I can, so I'm just going to get out and run, even though they're all in vehicles. But when they start darting through people's yards and stuff, then it's a foot pursuit. And yeah, there's more cops. Sometimes they have, canines and, it just end well. Like helicopters sometimes are involved. Like you're not getting away.
No, it's not going to work.
Yeah. Although you do see the opposite sometimes where people, they are of enough, sound mind where they're like, yeah, this is over. And they just get out of the car, put their hands up like, I'm done.
Yeah. All right. Well, so much for that.
The guy was probably drunk or something, or maybe on drugs.
Yeah. I mean, it's right. There's a whole lot of different things going on here that could be involved. Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any details. So who knows, but the video is there. It's pretty funny. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Let's
remember trying to share that.
Yeah. I remember trying to link it out there.
Yeah. So, all right. So I have a story, Joe. This is one that you're going to love.
Great.
Yes.
I'm already liking it. And
there's an audio clip that I have here as well from the pilot. So the title of this headline says out of Atlanta, says Delta flight returns after passenger has diarrhea, quote, all the way through the plane.
Oh, no. What is it with you and these?
I saw this. I'm like, ooh, like I have to do this story and Joe's going to hate it.
Oh, this is so terrible.
All right. So I'll read the article here real quick. So it says a passenger's reboard flight to Spain after 8 hours. Okay. That's okay. So, all right. Footage has emerged. The footage is not of the act happening. It's the aftermath. says of the onboard medical emergency that forced the U.S. airliner back to Atlanta only 2 hours. Oh my God, it was 2 hours into the flight. I thought it was way quicker than that. Okay, that's even worse. After a messy trail of diarrhea left by a struggling passenger. It says maintenance crews spent 5 hours cleaning the airliner after its enforced early landing, including replacing the aisle carpet ruined by the incident. Passengers, reportedly including the one suffering from diarrhea, were allowed to reboard after the 8-hour delay, making it to Barcelona Saturday afternoon with no further incident. So the passengers described the flight after cleanup as vanilla scented poop the whole way. Oh my God, dude. Yeah. So that's pretty much it for the article. Just a biohazard issue. So, all right, I didn't realize it was 2 hours. So let me play you the clip from the airline, and then we'll talk about this for a second.
Wait. There's a clip for this?
Yeah. It's
clip?
It's from the pilot to the.
Okay. All right. I can't wait to hear this. All right.
All right, here it comes.
If it's just a biohazard issue, we've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta.
It's so professional. I love
it. Is, yeah.
I love how professional it is, though. It's great. Like, it's about diarrhea all through the airplane. We're gonna get back to Atlanta.
So, all right. So I had a couple of thoughts on this. Not so much maybe a little bit, but okay. So I want to kind of rewind in my mind about even pre-boarding this plane. Okay. So I'm imagining this from the poor woman who had this happen to her.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining sitting in the terminal and, whether it may be, food poisoning or just sick. And, she's probably trying to relieve herself, in the airport before boarding this plane, not feeling well. What do you do in that situation? Like your stomach's upset, you're having some, bowel problems, right? And, you're trying to, take care of it before you have to sit on a plane to Barcelona, which is probably a long flight from Atlanta. And or did it say it was an 8-hour flight? And that's how long they were delayed. I don't know how long the flight is, but I will say this: it's longer than 4 hours because they were 2 hours in and they came back. So had they been beyond the halfway point, they would have just kept going. But like I said, they board the plane, they sit down. Poor woman's got rumbly guts, and they get to the tarmac, and that fasten seatbelt lights on. So now she's kind of stuck there, not feeling great. They take off, and at some point during the flight, I don't know how long she made it, didn't say, but she had to get up out of her seat. Hopefully it wasn't the window seat where she's having excuse me, across people's laps.
Yeah.
And then, but she didn't make it, and she let loose, obviously accidentally.
No, wait a minute. What? Why didn't she get to a bathroom?
Because, like I said, I'm wondering if during the ascent with those fastened seatbelt lights on, she couldn't get up, and maybe once she was permitted by the light going off, and you're free to roam about the cabin, which nobody does. Nobody roams about the cabin. Everybody just sits there.
Right. Nobody does that.
Yeah. So she got up to go hit up a restroom, and didn't make it. And
I guess that's it. I mean, it has to be it. I mean,
yeah. And then thinking about it from the passenger's point of view, we've all been on flights, and, on occasion you'll be sitting there and, someone in the vicinity of you, farted, and you're like, whew, you're kind of looking around like damn.
Yeah.
I just can't even fathom the horror that ensued after she emptied her bowels all over the floor of the airplane, dude. It's just such a nightmare.
Yeah. And, I don't it's not even funny at that point, right?
It's funny, but it's not it's horribly embarrassing for her.
Right.
And then the other point I want to make too, so after they cleaned it, after they all got off the plane, they all cleaned it, they're all delayed, they let her back on, which is fine. I'm not saying they shouldn't have let her back on. But can you imagine all the looks from people. And like for her, like, I don't know if I would want to get back on that flight. I'd be like, you know what, guys, like, have a nice vacation. Like, I am not returning to this plane after what just happened. And what, you're going to have to sit beside the same people again you were sitting beside that, you know, they all knew it was you. Dude. Oh, and they're all probably just so scared that like maybe it's not over yet.
Well, I thought she was gone, right?
Oh, no. Like I said, they all boarded the plane again after they cleaned it, even including her, to go to Barcelona. And everybody just probably crossed their fingers that there wasn't going to happen again. Or they put her on the outside seat and be like, you go as fast as you need to.
So they were able, so she was able to, I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. She was able to, after they landed and cleaned up, she was able to get back on.
They all they all went back on, including her. So,
got it. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, which would be just an embarrassing flight the whole way.
Yeah.
As you're probably just like catching whiffs of remnants of, you know, the incident.
Okay, this is terrible.
I knew you were going to hate this.
Sorry, this is terrible. Like, it sucks. Like, I just feel so bad for her.
I know. Yeah, we can move on. I think that's enough about that. I can continue to, you know, think about other things, but I won't put you through it.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we have about 10-ish minutes left. Do you want to move on to?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can bank some of your other weird news stories for next time.
Yep, I've got plenty for next time.
Cool. All right, well, let's wrap up the show with are you dumber than a sixth grader?
Right. It's legally different.
Yeah. Yes, it is. All right. So do you want to answer questions first or do you want to read them first?
Let's see. I'll answer first today. Why don't I answer first?
All right. Now I have multiple choice if you need it.
Okay.
So I'm not going to give them to you unless you ask me. So, all right. So your, are you dumber than a sixth grader questions, Joe? I have 10 of them and they were kind of all over the place as far as subjects.
So this is like sixth grade in general, right?
Yeah, random quiz of stuff.
Sixth grade general knowledge. All right, I am ready for some sixth grade general knowledge. And what do you got? You said 10?
10, yep. So you got to at least get 6 of these we determined to pass. We're going for 60%. All right, so question number 1, Joe. What is the chemical symbol element for gold?
AU.
That is correct.
And the fun part about that was that when I was a kid, it was always, AU, give me back my gold.
That's how you remembered it?
Yep.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good little trick.
Yeah.
I just remembered it because I had to. I didn't think of any fun little, tricks.
Well,
I like it. AU.
Give back my gold.
All right. Question number 2. Which of the following historical figures is known for inventing the light bulb? I know. Go ahead.
You said following.
Oh, that's because I have multiple choice. If you need it.
Oh, I don't.
Okay.
It's Thomas Edison.
That is correct. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Question number 3. This is always a fun trick question that people sometimes will get wrong. What is the largest organ in the human body?
Largest organ in the human body. Largest organ in the human body. It is the skin.
That is correct.
Yes.
Yeah. I always love seeing that one show up on like trivia because a lot of people, they don't think about that, the skin being, an actual organ.
Yeah, it is right. It just doesn't come up because you think of heart, lungs,
liver, everything else.
Eyeballs, things like that. But you're like, oh yeah, the skin.
Yeah. All right. 3 for 3. Doing good. Question number 4.
So the audience had to chime in.
This one is a little bit trickier, Joe. So I will probably end up giving you options for this one.
Okay.
In the periodic table, which element has the atomic number 26?
Oh, 26. Do
you want the options? You can probably you can probably narrow it down once I give them to you. It'll make more sense.
Yeah. You know what? Okay. I'm going to take the sucker's way out. I'm going to go with my options.
Okay, here we go. A, iron. B, oxygen. C, hydrogen. D, carbon.
I don't think it's carbon.
Well, think about the last 3. You know where they're at in the periodic table.
Yeah, I know. So it has to be, is iron 26?
Correct.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, the all the other ones are at the very, very top. They're the lightest ones.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. I'm moving right along here.
Yeah, I actually didn't highlight that one. I thought it was iron. Can you Google periodic number 26? Make sure we're right. I highlighted all the correct answers on these, and I didn't highlight that one. I'm with you.
It's iron.
Okay,
It's iron.
I'm pretty sure it's iron. Okay.
Yeah, it's iron.
All right. Okay. 4 for 4. Like, I'd be embarrassed if I was also wrong. Okay. All right. Question number 5. Which planet in our solar system has the largest number of known moons?
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Saturn.
Ooh, that is incorrect, Joe.
Damn it. Is it Jupiter?
It's Jupiter.
Oh, shit. I actually thought Saturn had it, but I guess not. Oh,
Yeah, that would have been the two I'd have been between as well.
kick me out of the 6th grade.
You're fine. You only got one wrong so far.
All right.
Okay, question number 6. Who wrote the famous novel To Kill a Mockingbird? Would you like the options?
Oh, wait a minute. To Kill a Mockingbird?
Mhm.
Oh, my God. I think I'm going to have to take the options.
That's okay.
Now, to be fair, I actually are giving you options on some of yours, too. So.
Yeah. No, like these particular ones, it's hard to know offhand, but if you hear the options, you can probably narrow it down.
Okay,
all right,
give me options.
A, Charles Dickens, B, Harper Lee, C, Mark Twain, or D, J.K. Rowling. We can obviously eliminate one of those pretty quickly.
Okay, so I'm actually going to have to do this by exclusion
Mm-hmm.
because obviously it's not D,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think Twain and the other one that you said.
Yeah. I would eliminate Twain and Rowling right off the bat.
Yeah, right. So I'm gonna go with Harper Lee.
That is correct.
Okay. I actually, believe it or not, that was like not something that was already somewhere in my cerebral cortex.
Right.
I had to do that based on what you just gave me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Question number 7. Which famous historical event is associated with the phrase "Beware the Ides of March"? Again, I can give you.
Oh, the assassination of Julius Caesar.
That a good one, dude. Nice. I would not have guessed that. I would have had to have gotten the options there.
The oracle told him, "Beware the Ides of March," and he was like, "Whatever."
Whatevs.
Whatever, nerd.
Yeah, stupid oracle. All right, so good job on that one. Question number 8. Which gas makes up the largest percentage of the Earth's atmosphere? Wait.
Earth's atmosphere is mostly okay. Oh, is that not the question? Because I think
yeah. What? Okay. Yeah. I was just making sure I read it right. Yep.
it is.
You want the options?
No.
Okay.
I feel like. Hold on a second. Don't give me the options on this one. Okay. No. Sorry. Not no to you. I was like, I think I want to do this without the options because I want to get one right without the options. And I'm like 90% certain it's nitrogen. I'm gonna go with nitrogen.
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Good. Because I actually for a second there I was like, I know it's not it can't be hydrogen because that would be a horrifically dangerous atmosphere. So yes, obviously it's nitrogen. Okay. Very good.
Yeah. Well done. I don't know if I'd have got that one because the options were oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen. So I would have been between oxygen and nitrogen.
Well, I just think that part is so interesting that our atmosphere is not mostly oxygen.
Yeah, it's weird,
right? And we are oxygen based creatures, right? It's I always thought that was like an interesting aspect of our ecosystem, but yet we evolved as
oxygen heavier than nitrogen? Is that why? Is it obviously does it sit lower? And the nitrogen
I don't know.
Higher in the atmosphere.
That is a fantastic question.
Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know if there's. My thought on the matter was that it was always that the gases are like generally intermixed.
I mean, it could be separate, right? I mean, gases are heavier than other ones. I don't know.
So where does nitrogen sit in atmosphere?
It is. Oh, I think it's like second. I don't know, but I think on the periodic scale, I think it is 2, and isn't oxygen after it? Is it hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, something like that? Is that how it goes? I haven't looked at the table in quite some years.
here goes, just so you know,
Mhm.
it's nitrogen is at every level in our
Oh, it is.
atmosphere: the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the thermosphere, and the exosphere, which is the thinnest volume. Nitrogen is pretty much ubiquitously spread through all of those zones of our atmosphere.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. We're all learning something today.
I feel smarter.
Yeah. All right. 2 more questions. Number 9. What is the process by which plants release water vapor into the atmosphere? Would you like options?
Oh, so they release water vapor.
Apparently, yeah.
So it's not you're not saying not it's so it's not photosynthesis, right?
No, that would be absorption of the sun.
Right. Yeah, you better give me options if I have them.
Okay. Options are A, transpiration, B, precipitation, C, condensation, or D, evaporation. I think 2 of them only kind of make sense.
Yeah, but it's release.
It's release. It releases water from the plant into the atmosphere.
I mean, technically, I guess, okay. So I'm going to say what I think the general answer is, because this takes place all over the environment, but that would be evaporation.
That is incorrect.
Right, because that's just the absorption of water. So what's the plant process?
Transpiration.
Transpiration. Okay.
I did not know this. I would have had to just start narrowing stuff down. I probably honestly would have also guessed evaporation.
So the exhalation of water vapor through the stomata. Right. Okay. Because the evaporation is the actual collection then as that water then evaporates into the atmosphere. But that's not the actual plant producing the water.
Right.
I see. Got it.
Okay, last one, number 10, Joe. This will be multiple choice.
Okay.
Which of the following is not a prime number? A, 13, B, 17, C, 22, D, 31.
Should be 22.
That is correct.
Whatever, C 22. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So 80% at the 6th grade level, right?
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's what I call a not bad scenario.
I'm just hoping to get 60%. I want to pass.
You're like, I think I can pass. I can pass.
I'm so nervous. Okay, here we go.
All right, here we go. Number 1 coming up right now. Number 1 question. Your first 5 are going to be history. Your last 5 are going to be grammar. Here we go. Number 1. And I can't take this back now. I have to give it to you because it was in my questions. Which famous American inventor is known for the invention of the light bulb?
Thomas Edison?
Thomas Edison. You got it. Yes. And the crowd goes absolutely wild.
Thank you.
All right. This is...
I mean, I'll take the freebie. I need it.
Yeah. All right, we'll go number 2. There are some harder ones in here. I'm going to warn you already.
Okay.
What is the significance of the 1803 Louisiana Purchase? What is the significance of that purchase?
Oh my God!
This is a broad answer.
Yeah.
You take it. I will take almost anything that qualifies.
Wasn't Louisiana Purchase? Wasn't like Napoleon involved in that?
I do believe that we purchased the territory from France.
Yeah.
So you've already got half a point.
Okay. I don't know the significance of it though. Like, I mean, we all know the Louisiana Purchase, but what the big deal was with it? Oh my God, dude, I'm so bad.
All you have to do is say why we would want to buy more land.
To take it from the French.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
The fact that you knew it was was France was good enough. It was the significance of the Louisiana Purchase was technically it approximately doubled the size of the United States at the time.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it was a significant doubling of what is considered at the time the legal boundaries of the United States of America.
Okay. All right. Well,
okay.
I mean, I feel like I didn't quite get it, but I'll take it.
Yeah, you got it.
I knew some details of it, but that's about it.
Number 3. Which ancient civilization built the Great Wall of China?
I can't just say like the Chinese because I think like the Chinese Empire or something like that.
Yeah, close enough.
Okay, what is it?
Ancient China.
Okay, all right. I just felt like China was like the easy answer that wasn't going to be it.
So I was just wondering if you were going to be like, oh, well, that was the people that came before the Chinese,
The older Chinese people.
the older Chinese. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, three out of three so far.
All
All
right.
right. Who was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean?
Oh, Amelia Earhart.
That is correct.
Okay.
Nice. Man, dude, you are tearing it up today.
Look at me. These general knowledge questions.
All right. I have a question for you here. I'm going to give you two choices. One of them is the right answer. One of them is bullshit.
All right.
You ready?
Okay.
What event is often considered the beginning of World War I? Was it Nicholas II abdicating the throne of Russia, or the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary?
I'm going to say A.
Ooh, I'm sorry. It was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary.
Really?
Yeah.
Whack.
In fact, Nicholas II had to abdicate the throne near the end of the war because of the Russian uprising, the Bolshevik uprising.
Okay. Yeah. I did not unaware of either of those.
So hey, 4 out of 5 on history, not
Okay.
bad at all.
Grammar's going to be tough. This is not my strong suit.
All right. Now, the first one you get a choice on. Here you go.
Mhm.
What type of word is quickly in this sentence? She quickly finished her homework. Is quickly an adverb or an adjective?
My first gut was adverb.
That is correct.
Okay, all right.
Adverb is correct.
Okay.
Nice.
I almost
All right,
blurted it out. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
I'm like,
Like, adverb.
I better hear the options.
Right. Yeah, better to hear the options instead of
Mhm.
circling A.
All right.
All right. What is the subject of this sentence? The cat chased the mouse.
I would assume. Ooh, is it cat or mouse?
That's right. That's why I like this one.
The subject would be. I want to say cat, but I'm going to go against my gut because sometimes I'm wrong on these. I'm going to say mouse. Oh, damn it! I should have
I'm
stuck
sorry.
with it.
You're the cat. What is the sentence about? The sentence is about the cat, and I had to look this one up too because I was like, but wait a minute, the
Like,
mouse.
but,
is
the cat, the mouse. I'm like, which one is it?
Yeah, exactly. So I did double check this, and it is truly the cat because I had to double check it too.
Okay. All right. Well.
All right.
Still technically
Give
passing.
me absolutely. Give me any antonym of happy.
Sad.
There you go.
Okay. Like this is a trick.
You got it. You got it.
Okay.
All right. Choose the correct pronoun to complete the sentence. Sarah and blank went to the park. Your choices are either I or me. Which one is it? Which is the correct pronoun?
I.
Sarah and yes, that is correct. And
Okay.
do you remember the trick?
I do. Take
that?
away the other part of it.
Exactly. Dude,
Yeah.
that grammar trick has served me
Oh, same
my
here.
entire life.
Yeah. In case you don't know the trick, you just eliminate the first part of it and just say it without that part.
Yep.
And if you say me went to the park or I went to the park, then you know the right one.
It's kind of funny about this is that I will get work emails all the time where somebody would have said, especially when they use I when they should have said me. That's the biggest blunder that people make. Because I think there's some kind of collective thought process in our grammar that the answer should always default to I. Like, for some reason, and I don't know why, because I think people think it sounds more proper, but you wouldn't believe the number of times I'm talking with people or get like a work email where it says like something and I, and I is the incorrect pronoun.
Right. Where it should have been me.
Yeah. And it's almost like, and it drives me nuts because you could tell the person didn't drop the rest of the sentence to put like it was me, right? Or it was, so typically you might say something like it was Sarah. They'll say something like, oh, well, who pushed this code into production? Oh, it was Sarah and I.
Right.
And
Like,
I is not correct.
Right. It would be Sarah and me. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it just would have been me. Yeah. Okay. And
right.
your last one
Okay.
to hold 80%, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I
To
think
hold
so.
80%, you got to get this one.
Okay.
Which sentence is in the past tense? A, she is reading a book. B, she will read a book. Or C, she read a book.
I'm going to have to go with C.
That is correct.
Okay.
You got it.
I am not dumber than a sixth grader.
Hey, neither of us are.
Yes.
We have passed the whole way through sixth grade so far. I feel like we're ready for eighth.
I think so too, man. I'm excited. And then when we hit high school, I'm going to be so nervous.
They've looked at our previous scores and they're like, you guys are so unbelievably intelligent that next week you're going straight to eighth grade.
There you go. We're just skipping a grade.
That's right.
Oh my God. All right. Let's wrap this one up, Joe. Thank you guys all for tuning in for another one, and we'll see you next Monday.
Talk to you next time.